Sail of Venus, Mina here, and today I'm going to talk about Google Chrome OS, and it really is 100% virus and worm free. Now, you're going to hear that thrown around a lot between Microsoft, Windows, Apple, Macintosh operating system, Linux, Google Android, and other sundriest operating systems. But only Google Chrome operating system actually is 100% virus and worm free. Now, for a lot of people who may not understand, there's a sandbox. And most web browsers now, regardless if they be Microsoft Windows Internet Explorer or Microsoft Windows Internet Edge or moldy Firefox or Google Chrome or Opera or the other operating systems, or either in the NFN, either in the ION Internet Explorer, the only one you actually got to buy. Now, regardless, there's a thing called tabs. Now, tabs contain individual websites. Now, how Google Chrome OS differs from every other operating system is that they don't have any sandboxing. They don't contain or block viruses or worms. That heavenly burden relies on the antivirus software, regardless if it be AGN, AVG, or McAfee, or Norton. Now, Google Chrome OS differs because what it does is, since it sandboxes the tabs so they run in their own individual environment, isolated from all the other tabs. So if it detects a virus or a worm or malware, then that virus, worm, or malware is contained to the sandbox, to that, and cannot gain entry and cannot infect the other tabs or anywhere else on the operating system. Plus, there's also a program called Verified Boot. Verified Boot is a program that quickly scans the operating system during startup or begin to make sure that the operating system has not been tampered in any way, shape, or form, either by malware or other malicious programs. And if it does detect a tampering, it will automatically restore or power wash a new one. Now, a lot of people out there claim that hackers will eventually figure out how to mess up Google Chrome operating system. Well, as of right now, they still haven't figured it out. And you would think that since Google Chrome operating system has been out since 2012 AD, of course, when the Google Chromebooks first came out, 2014 AD when the Google Chromebase came out. So you would think that they would have figured it out by now, and they haven't. Now, a lot of people are going to get Google Chrome OS confused with the Google Chrome operating system that is compatible with Microsoft Windows and Apple Macintosh OS and Linux and Google Android. Now, the operating system is not the web browser. The web browser is a part of the operating system. It is the default web browser for the operating system, but the operating system and web browser are two separates. Google Chrome is not Google Chrome OS. So don't confuse the two. So don't think that basically it's one, it's actually both, but they're two separate things. Google Chrome is the web browser, and Google Chrome operating system is the operating system for the Google Chromebooks, the Google Chromebases, and also the Google Chromecasts. Now, they are immune to viruses and worms and a lot of malware. It does not mean to say that some malware will figure out a way to get past the sandbox, but most malware, or a lot of it, is contained. and that includes viruses and worms, and even Trojans, viruses and worms that disguise themselves as harmful material so they can trick the firewall into allowing it in. Now, a lot of people are going to claim that that's just propaganda, that's just made up, that Google has not been able, Google could not make could not do that. Well, let's consider the facts. Microsoft has never ever been able to do that. Apple has never been able to do that. Linux will never be able to do that. And let's just face it, when it comes to Google Android, it's not going to be that way. Now, a lot of people are going to complain. A lot of people are going to say that, oh, prove it. Well, sorry, this is an actual real computer, not a virtual machine. I'm not going to go out there and I don't have a virtual account and make virtual operating systems and then compare them. I'm not going to do that. I don't have the programs and I don't have the know-how. I don't have the wisdom. But take my word for it, Google Chromebases, Google Chromebooks are immune to viruses and worms and malware. Okay? And I know before I end this video, people are going to say, well, what about the built-in antivirus? I mean, Microsoft Windows and Google and Apple Macintosh OS have one, yeah. But you still had to have a third-party one running with it, okay? And it's not the same thing. You cannot install any other antivirus program unless it actually is in the Google Web Store. So that's another thing. Programs can only run on a Google Chromebook or Google Chrome-based computer unless they come from the Google Web Store. So if it's not on the Google Web Store, it's not going to run on the operating system, So I'm here to tell you Google Chrome OS is a more secure, more stable operating system for the Google Chromebase or Google Chromebooks, okay? If you don't believe me, okay, that's your own win, okay? If you think that the hackers will figure it out one day, well, sadly, they're not going to figure it out. And my win, they're never, ever going to figure it out. And the only operating systems they're ever going to be able to fully mess with, is Microsoft Windows, Apple Macintosh operating system, Linux, and Google Android. That's it. I'm Sailor Venus, Mina. Hope you enjoy this moving show.